Hello and welcome. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite games today and where I think it's going to head next. I'm talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance! You might have heard of the game or even played it yourself. If you haven't, here's a little rundown. Minor spoilers are included, so if you don't want to hear those, skip to the timestamps. First of all, we play as the son of a blacksmith named Henry, and in less than half an hour, if you're relatively fast, Skalitz is massacred by Sigismund's army and our family is killed. Ain't that great? R.I.P. Daddy, you fought like a lion. And seek shelter in Ratai, where we also get to know Hans Capon, one of our best friends, if not even our best friend, in the whole series. But be warned, in the beginning he's kind of a noble dick.
Here I am. I'm overjoyed. Have you got a horse?
No, sir. Where would someone like me get a horse?
Good point. Unless it was a cart horse, I suppose. Well, you'll just have to trot along behind me like a good dog.
But that changes later on, when we first save his life, and then again, and again, and again. We soon find out that a large group of bandits roam the lands, and with the help of the nobleman, we destroy their camps. Yes, multiple. We later also find out who hired those bandits and organized them. It's this snobby dickhead. So after we destroyed the majority of his bandit army, he seeks refuge in the castle of one of the noblemans we're aligned with, and he takes prisoners. So we lay siege to the castle while constantly watching over our shoulders, awaiting Sigismund's army to give us the final push over the edge. After the siege was kind of successful, we grant that bastard freedom in exchange for the prisoners. To be fair, it's the wife of one of the noblemans and our father. Yay, big twist. Doesn't really change anything, but it's kind of funny. Oh yeah, by the way, before I forget, that dickhead still has the fucking family sword! And I want it back! And with that, the first game basically is concluded. In the second game, we get sent out to deliver a letter to von Bergo, a nobleman in support of Sigismund. Just so you know, we and our nobleman are in support of Wenslav, who is imprisoned in Vienna. Because of Sigismund. Well, shit starts hitting the fan real quick in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We lose the letter that Hanos von Leipa gave us to deliver to von Bergo. We also lose our troops, weapons, medieval support animals, and almost our lives. Since we can't prove that we are on a mission to deliver the letter, we get kicked in our honor and have to leave. Bummer. Whatever could we do? Oh yeah, have a fucking brawl with the people in the nearby village! Thanks, Capon.
Nobody could be proud of you, Capon.
After being humiliated once more and splitting up,
I bid you farewell.
We search for work. Yada yada yada, being a blacksmith or working in a mill, wedding, jail. Oh yeah, we get thrown into jail with Capon, and now we're inside Castle Trusky. Almost a success. Well, for Henry at least, Capon is about to be hanged. And you can actually build the gallows. Yeah. Okay, TLDR, Bergo comes just in time to save Capon. What a coincidence. And we talk to him about the ladder and bandits. We do a bunch of stuff for him and ready a small army to get rid of the bandits. Sounds familiar. But once more, shit hits the fan and we get captured by the bandits and become allies with them. Yada yada yada, Bergo is a dick, we killed that snobby dickhead from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and go after Bergo. Now we are in Kuttenberg. To make the story very short, we steal a lot of silver that makes Sigismund go bankrupt.
Apparently Margrave Job's people, they freed the hostages and stole all the silver and vanished. Ladislaus of Naples, he's declared himself king of Hungary and lays claim to your lands. He landed at Zadar with an army.
And he leaves Bohemia and fucks back off to Hungary. So where are we in the story? Let's recap that. Sigismund had to go back to Hungary, can't attack Bohemia anymore, but Wenslav is still in shackles in Vienna. Not really a resolution for the overall story, right? And that's where the theory comes into play. There is going to be Kingdom Come Deliverance 3. The game often talks about Jan Hus, who is pissing off the church in Prague. And if we dig a little around, we find out that his death started a rebellion in Bohemia called the Hussite War. Not only that, but almost every main character that we see has a historic connection to the Hussite War and stood on one side or another. For example, Jan Žižka, the leader of the bandits from KCD 2, he is a real person. What a surprise! But he did not get famous in these few little battles. Nope. He was a bandit baron during the Hussite War and led in a lot of battles. Now, he is regarded as a hero for the deeds during the Hussite War. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to bring him into KCD 2 without having him fill his most important role during KCD 3. Another example? Sure, why not? Jan Hus gets name dropped a lot. Not only positively, of course, his role in the upcoming game is laid out in front of us by many different sides and people.
Hear what Master Jan Hus of Prague teaches us.
Recently, a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague.
In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe?
Warhorse does a lot to make the game feel correct for the time period, but name-dropping someone that is only real relevant 5 years after the end of KCD 2 would be far-fetched. Although there is a rumor that the actor Tom McKay, who voiced Henry in KCD 1 and 2, won't be involved in the production of KCD 3. I don't think that is really the case. Henry's story is not completed yet.
But it's not over yet. The King and Prokop of Luxembourg are still prisoners, and it's hard to say whether Sigismund will want to release them. Maybe we'll have more work to do. That's why I'd like to have you close by.
When the time comes, is to make sure the wedding actually takes place. And if our young lord refuses, you have my permission to drag him kicking and screaming to the altar if need be.
And if you're missing the excitement now, which I'm sure you are, you can be certain that it will find us itself someday.
And Henry is way too beloved to just be trashed. Keep in mind that Warhorse Studio is very new to the market and relatively small. I know it's easy to forget because of how good the game is. When they first started, they wanted to make a 2-part series, but now that the second game is out and well received, I think they will go for KCD 3. It takes place just a few years after Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That would be weird to miss a few years, true, but it's still a work of fiction. And there are things that could happen in the meanwhile. For example, Wenzel could be freed from Vienna, Kapan will get married and get Ratai back from his uncle Hanush. Henry's actual dad could talk to Ensla and get Henry into nobility. That could mean two things. Henry and Kapan could come back and both get used to their new lives in nobility. Just when everything seems to be going well, the Hussite War starts rolling and you have to make a choice. Either stay with Kapan against the Hussites, or you could team up with Jan Žižka and support the Hussites. Staying with Kapan is playing it safe with the nobility, but forgetting what Henry is actually at heart, a blacksmith and peasant. Going with Žižka could mean that you stay true to your roots, but lose your land and maybe even your friendship with Kapan. That would make for a very interesting story in my opinion, that has a good bit of politics as well as character development and battles attached to it. But Warhorse could also go with smaller steps. For example, the freeing of Wenzel himself and the years between the wars, maybe even learning how to be a nobleman, hunting down a big group of bandits or whatnot in your own land while developing your villages and castle, similar to what we have seen in the DLCs for Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2. Not to mention that in the KCD community people asked for spin-offs, for Pater Goldwyn for example. where you could follow him around in his younger years, where he fought the Turks. Although I think that would be an absolute curveball, I could very well see that happening. With which route they will actually go is not really foreseeable from where in the story we stand right now, even though I think that option 1 is more likely since we have had clues dropped in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, left and right. Whatever Warhorse will decide to go with, I'm hyped for the next entry to the series of games that shouldn't be that popular and good. But that talking point might be for another episode of Wompy Theory, I guess. Please let me know in the comments what you think, where the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance will go next, or if Warhorse will just pack its bags and never come back. If you liked this little ramble about Kingdom Come, then please leave me a like, comment, or even a dislike so I can figure out what you really want to see. If you liked it, consider subscribing, and if you got interested about Kingdom Come Deliverance, go and play it yourself, it's a great game. So until next time, bye!
Do you remember what I told you before? That there are some things in the world worth living for. Blue skies, warm sunshine, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls, good wine,
good people, and a fine steed underneath your backside.
Enjoy it while you can.